I got another repair video for you folks today. We're going to try and get through this here pretty quickly, but we got Mr. Joe's 2014 Ford Edge here today. Actually came out to their place to do it, so we're not at the shop. This shouldn't take too terribly long, and it's pretty straightforward, but he was having issues with his backup camera, so we pulled the code off of the accessory protocol module. You'll see it's a C1001 code, vision system camera. This thing has one camera. It is in the rear. They are known to go out, so we have a new one on hand. I will put a link up here in the video for a camera on Amazon. They're like 40 bucks or less, and down in the description. But we're gonna get right into how swapping this thing out. If you don't even need a scanner to see this. Literally, if sometimes you put it in reverse and it says that there's a camera error into C dealership, that means you probably need to replace the camera. But we're gonna get right into it. All right, here we go. We're gonna get right into it. So there's only a couple of specialty things you may need. Obviously your replacement camera and trim stick removal tools. I'll put a link for those in the description as well. They're super cheap on Amazon. That just prevents you from scratching up your paint when you get into these. But right out of the gate, we're gonna go ahead and pull this plastic panel off the back side of the deck lid here. So you got 4 Phillips screws right here and the little grab handles. So we're gonna get all 4 of those out, and then from there we're just gonna start pulling push pins. All right, once you have the 4 screws removed, you're gonna take one of your trim sticks. I like this little forky one here, and we're just gonna start popping it down. There should be retainers all down this puppy, just like that. And if you look down in this crack, you'll see they'll look like that. That's what you're after, is these little push pins. There's gonna be a good deal of them. We're just gonna slowly work our way around until this whole panel drops and releases. All right, here we are. The panel is off. You can actually see somebody's been into this one before because it's missing 2 push pins. Some of these might stay in. That happens to me occasionally on other vehicles, and if they are and they're up in here, you just use your little fork end, just pop them off and put them back in your panel. But now we're going down over here, so this is where it gets I guess somewhat complicated. So we need to go up in here is where the camera is mounted behind here. So we're going to unplug this sensor here, we're going to unplug this plug here. They're both just squeeze tabs, so now they can press through. We got an 11 mil, an 11 mil, an 11 mil, and an 11 mil. And then we'll get some pliers and squeeze these 2 end pieces to push out this entire, that will push out this entire plate piece here that holds the camera in it. So let's get those 11 mils off, and then we'll work on pushing those through. All right, so if you're like me and you forgot needle nose pliers, you can still do this by just using a flathead screwdriver. So you just go in on the side here and just work each tab down one at a time, and then push in the center to push it out the back. I also used our trim removal stick, and I wedged it up on this side to make sure, because every time I worked one side to loose the other side would click back in when I got the other one out. So that should be it. I kind of holding it down with one hand while doing the screwdriver and using my other hand to apply a little bit of pressure on the back side. Well, it turns out I missed 2 11mm dead center right there that I should have taken out. That made that way easier, didn't it? Now we're gonna carefully get our rubber grommet out for our wires. There we go. Just like that, gently take it off. All right, now that you have it down, you can actually just use the back hatch of your Edge here as a workbench, or you can go put it on a workbench. But it looks like we're gonna need to remove these studs, and then maybe some push tabs down here, yeah, with a little flathead, because we need to pull this plastic off to get the camera out of the backside there. And it looks like it also does some plugs right there. All right, sweet. Let's get these studs out. I'll show you a little trick for that. If you take 2 of the nuts and put them in, one upside down, one right side up, to where they sandwich out like that, you can take 2 11mm wrenches now, and you can turn the bottom one, and it will turn the entire stud and unscrew that stud. Or you can grab the very end of this without hitting the threads with some vice grips. Whatever you want to do, that's the easiest. Here's also a quick demo of how I'm getting them out with the vice grips, which is I prefer my vice grips. It's just a little bit quicker if you got a good set. But just clip them on and just unscrew the puppy. Simple as that. All right, we are on the home stretch now. So what you're going to want to do is you'll look down these little slots. That's so weird. Yeah, you're going to go in there and you're going to pry up on this little tab with a small flathead screwdriver. All right, there you go. So this black piece off. We're down to this one torque screw holding this camera in. So let's go ahead and get that torx out. I think it's like a T20, maybe a T25. Here we go. T20 is out, so this whole thing should come off of there just like that. Wham bam dunzo, which allows our camera to slide out. Now we will just, sorry, so much of this takes 2 hands. Now we're just gonna take this, squeeze, unplug, boom, old camera out. Let's look at our new camera. Here's our new camera compared to our old camera. Looks absolutely perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this one in. Just like that. And get it up in position. So this holds it out. Just like that. Voila. There you have it. And this thing is like notched out to where you can't put it in incorrectly or it won't lay flat. It's got like a little push through on that end. So we're good to put it all back together now. So to put it back together, you just basically do everything we just did in reverse and you are good to go. So if this video helped you out, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more.